How we overcome this issue? By encapsulating resveratrol. So we here developed a technology based on SalSphere. This is SalSphere resveratrol. SalSphere resveratrol is made of the core, hydrophobic core, and hydrophilic shell. The core is made of hydrophobic, like lipids, fats, and solid at room temperature. And the resveratrol is inside the core. This is a suspension, white color and consistency of water. This is the basic technology of delivering resveratrol. So what is the effect of encapsulation? The immediate effect you can see is the free resveratrol will become yellow after a week, but the encapsulated resveratrol will maintain bright color. Again, it depends on the concentration, which I will explain a little bit more, but significantly reduce the color and not brown color. Now we test resveratrol. We test it for what? We test it for its ability, after stability, we test its ability to adhere to the skin for a longer time, for time release properties. As you understand, resveratrol has to penetrate into the cytoplasm, into the nucleus, and activate some genes that provide the protection and the ability to reverse the aging. So how do we test it? And this is maybe the first time I'm presenting it in this forum. First of all, we test it on panelists, on volunteers, on the forearms. So we allocate by circles on the skin. Then on each circle, we applied the lotion with the technology or with the control. We apply the lotion. We wait a few minutes, depends on the type of experiment. And then we extract the skin to get all the resveratrol out, to see how much is on the skin at that point of time. So you see, we use a glass vessel with some ethanol inside, and we make the ethanol in contact with the skin for about a minute, okay? And then we take the liquid, the ethanol, with whatever it's extracted from the skin, filter it and analyze it with HPLC. So this is maybe primitive methods, but this turned out to be more consistent than any other method like tapes and other methods. So this is one of the experimental methods that we use to determine how much of resveratrol remained on the skin. What other alternative? Resveratrol can get oxidized and then it's gone and reduce the efficacy. So what data we get? So look at this graph. This shows you the resveratrol extracted as measured in the method I showed you over time. And we have two types of lotion. One of them is the free resveratrol. This is the line. You see how it comes down after about 2 or 3 hours. Almost no resveratrol remain on the skin. However, with the encapsulated resveratrol, we see that the level of resveratrol is decreasing, but much slower. This is a typical trend of time release on the skin, slowly release on the skin. If it's released all, it may irritate the skin, and we saw high concentration of free can irritate the skin, and the skin become red, of course. Now, this is a different experiment from a rinse-off application. Here we rinse the skin with a typical wash with free and encapsulated resveratrol. We measure the amount of resveratrol remained on the skin from whatever we used to apply. And this is the level that we got from SalSphere. And this is the level that we got from the free. If you look vaguely at the numbers, SalSphere allows to deposit 7 times more resveratrol compared to the free. So this is a major benefit when you use it from a rinse-off application. We tested, we didn't do a very enhanced testing, but we definitely could see the difference on, here is one panel. before and after, you see there is a reduction of fine lines, wrinkles, after about 3 months. But we were not the only one to test it. There are many people that tested the product. And here I would like to recommend you a book by Dr. Joe Maroon, University of Pittsburgh, writing the book about the longevity factor, how resveratrol is able to rejuvenate, extend lifespan of cells. It's a very interesting book, and it was recommended also by Sanjay Gupta from CNN, if you're interested. But this is a book to read if you're interested more about the longevity factor. There are two other good research that I found. One of them is resveratrol, tested and found to protect from UV radiation damage, and found that the resveratrol is highly effective in combating the damaging effect of free radicals and that led to skin aging. Another very nice research published by the Journal of Clinical Dermatology in 2011 found that people that use a gel containing resveratrol on their skin for 30 days, they saw a reduction of acne by 54%. So it's good also for acne as long as other things. Commercial success. Our first time we introduced SalSphere resveratrol was over 10 years ago. And this was one of the first products that used SalSphere resveratrol. And it was tested in clinical conditions, found to be 70% of participants saw reduction in wrinkles and increase in brightening in short time as 2 weeks. I want you to pay attention to the white cream on top of this product compared to other products that did not use resveratrol encapsulated. You see that the product is colorful, and this color would go darker over time. So other applications, I will show you in a minute. Now, resveratrol is available from Salvona in 2 different forms. The first one is the normal dosage. This is a dose that is stable for 24 months, so it's a good stability. It will not discover over time, and it's totally white. The second form is the extra high dosage, like 500 times or more of resveratrol in the particles. And this is 10. It's stable only for 18 months, and it may discolor over time. So the high dosage is actually causing leaking out of some resveratrol, and this may discolor the product. Of course, we recommend to use the normal dosage. So these are the 2 forms available today for SalSphere resveratrol. Now, application SalSphere resveratrol is very, you can do with this rinse of product. You can do with this lotions, serums. You can do with this masks, and you can combine it with sun care products. So variety. And you can see in the market multiple products like resveratrol premium, which is a cleansing cream. It's a different format. Serums, you see a brightening serum. You see here another serum with stating 3% resveratrol. You see here another product that restores complex. It's all about brightening, toning, and other products that are all about anti-aging. So resveratrol is being used, have been used, and can be used even for more type of application. Now that you understand what does it do, you can focus your claims toward the mechanism and the results that are available from the professional publication, peer-reviewed publication coming from reputational papers, and not like trade market and so on. So possible claims. What can you claim when you use resveratrol, SalSphere resveratrol? You can claim that it protects your skin from the environment damage influence, like sun, like dry, and so on, dry skin. It's brightening especially a tired looking complexation. It's minimizing the look of redness. It's anti-inflammatory, that's what you can say. This is another word that's anti-inflammatory without saying anti-inflammatory. The previous one, the brightening, is without saying it's whitening, but there is a lot of data to show that it's brightening the skin. It's really rejuvenate and moisturize, it's reducing wrinkles and fine lines, and it provides a natural antioxidant treat for the skin. Before I end up with totally talking about resveratrol by itself, I want to say that recently, last year, published papers, mostly from Korea, showing some resveratrol analogs. So you understand that there is a problem to formulate with resveratrol at concentration that are effective. It's not soluble. It's discoloring the product. So even in Korea, they noticed that there is a problem of this. If you want to be effective and you want to be aesthetic and you compromise between, if you don't want to compromise. So a group developed analogs of resveratrol. So you can see here the resveratrol structure. And you see there is a OH groups, here is another OH groups, another OH groups. And these OH groups can be now modified. And the group found out through clinical studies, which I show you in a minute, that resveratrol and its analogs, like derivatives of resveratrol, such as resveratrol triacetate and also triglycolate, like this. Okay, I show you the structure. You see, the OH is now becoming acetate. Okay, triacetate. So these are analogs of resveratrol, and they found that these, as well as resveratrol, are able to brighten the skin. The uniqueness, the reason for this is to get a good claim and a good patent for this, okay? Because resveratrol, it does the job very well, but you cannot patent it above what it's already patented. So here you see two patients that I share with you. Patient number 8. So you see here before and after, 8 weeks. So this is a test. But this is with the resveratrol, with the derivative of resveratrol. And this is A, is the control. Now, after 8 weeks, I hope you can see the difference. You see definitely that the test is brighter, less dark than the control. So in this case, we can see a result, maybe not the great, but this case, this patient number 22, again, test and control before, and after 8 weeks, definitely you see a difference between this spot and this spot. A is much darker, this is the control without resveratrol analog, and C is with the resveratrol analog. So this really shows very nicely that the analogs works very well to brighten the skin. Resveratrol by itself, it does the same thing. But the analogs are interesting because it means that they have an effect and recognition by some receptors on the surface of the skin and so on. So what did we learn? Let's summarize a little bit. SalSphere resveratrol, first of all, is a technology. The major process that drives us to do that was to stabilize resveratrol, to make it a product that one can use in a commercial product without discoloring, without an issue of solubility. So whenever you take a sample from the top of the lotion, from the middle or the bottom, you always get the same concentration of resveratrol, okay? The second aspect is this technology enables to deposit the resveratrol onto the skin. Why am I emphasizing it? Because if it does not deposit, it will not give you long lasting. It will just evaporate, not really. It will oxidize, degrade, and you lose the efficacy of the product. So deposition is prerequisite to have long lasting. The next one, because of slowly release, as you saw in the data before, it's a time release technology. It enables the resveratrol to better regulate inflammation and premature aging. Okay, I said it gently as a regulate inflammation and premature aging. It doesn't directly does the anti-inflammatory, but it's activating a chain of processes that lead to anti-inflammatory and premature, repairing premature aging. Now you know, after my presentation today, the mechanism of aging. And next week, we will not talk about telomeres. We'll talk about another mechanism that is activated by polyphenols, more complex polyphenols, but telomere is one of them. And you also know now how resveratrol can reverse aging and to repair the signs of aging. You heard all this from me over the last 14 minutes. So SalSphere resveratrol is recommended as a raw material for facial wash, anything to do with washable or to leave on product of any source and any kind.